1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move, whatever click you choose. So last night, me and the brother Bobby Yeye had a chance to talk and clear the air between us, right? So how that happened to occur is I happened to come home last night from Chipotle around, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I turn the phone on to enjoy my food, and I look up and I see that the first video that I see is that he is going live. Now, a lot of times you may see a video and it says live, but it's actually pre-recorded and it's no longer live. So the first thing I did was to actually check and see if they were still live. They were, and I went on live. I tapped in. I said, hey, man, pull me up. He shot me a link and he pulled me up. Now, for those who may not be aware or abreast of this situation, let me just give you a small summary of what occurred, right? In the past, Bobby Yeye has made some videos about me that I felt were insulting and disrespectful. Now, what that is neither here nor there, because we have cleared the air, and I am a true believer of once you clear the air, there is no need to necessarily rehash things of that nature, right? But basically, he disagreed with the way I dealt with a situation pertaining to disrespectful Mexicans. Me, as a content creator, I have no problem, and I understand that I'm fair game for a person to voice their opinion in relation to something that I said, right? And I have no opinion in doing that. I mean, I have no problem with him doing that, but I just felt that once he launched into the personal insults, that was a little bit out of line, because in my opinion, and well, this is not in my opinion, this is fact, I hadn't done anything personally to disrespect the brother. I hadn't borrowed any money from him and hadn't paid him back. I hadn't crashed into his car and left him with damages that he had to take care of. I hadn't insulted him or even spoke on him, right? So that's where I felt that the line was crossed. And like I said last night, he pulled me up and we cleared the air. Now, also, he had another brother on his show by the name of Damn Donald, I believe his name was. Now, Damn Donald, he came on there, he expressed his opinion, and he disagreed with me on some of the videos that I have made. I respect that brother, because the brother stated his position respectfully, why he disagreed with me, and I don't have a problem with that, right? So, but I believe that a lot of times you unknowingly or possibly even knowingly have provocateurs in the comments who will create more dissension, right? Because a lot of times the people in the comments are more invested than the actual content creator. Me doing YouTube, I know at times that people watch and they continue to watch one's channel, a person who they like, because they like the way he presents himself. They like the topics he addressed, so on and so forth. And unknowingly, or well, sometimes unknowingly, they may have a blind loyalty to that content creator, right? But now, while these dudes, and a lot of these dudes are faceless individuals, or even if they do have a face on the comments that they leave, they will try to say things that will create tension between the two content creators, right? Now, just say me and brother Bobby Ye happen to get into it, right? One of us eliminates the other. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is documented on YouTube. So, of course, you're going to have dudes saying, hey, man, listen, they had an online beef and one eliminated the other because of it, right? Whoever whoever gets eliminated, both individuals are gone. You know, one person is potentially in prison, one person is potentially in the grave. The provocateurs are not going to help either or. Even those who supported, you know, whoever they supported are for the long run, they're not going to be there. They're not going to send any money for the dude that's still living in prison. They're not going to send any money for him to eat, to help with clothes, to help, you know, they're not going to send letters to address his mental stability, to, you know, to try to uplift him and just see how he's doing. For the other person that they supported who may be in the grave, they're not going to go by and check on their parents, kids, you know, and do any type of the things that they would have done to the loved ones of that family to make the life any better. You know what I'm saying? So what they going to do after the two content creators get into it, they're going to find somebody else to be entertained and or educated, and they're going to continue on with their life, right? So at times it's up to us content creators to be a little smart and not get caught up in all that right now. Some individuals, right, they have a different ideology than I do, I guess, on what being on the front line is about, right? I don't necessarily see being on the front line as, you know, when people become disrespectful, matching their disrespectful energy all the time on the computer or whatever, because it's still not gonna solve any problems, right? First and foremost, let me make this extremely clear. For anybody that's against our people, I'm 100% against them. Just the same way as anybody is against me, I'm 100% against them, because in order for me or anybody else to be for their people, they have to be around. Self-preservation is first. You have to, you know, sustain yourself in order to commit to any type of, you know, outside group, so on and so forth, right? So, say I come on here and I always just match the energy of the disrespectful Mexicans, and then a week or a month down the line, I get into it, right? I get into it with two of them. I eliminate two of them, or they eliminate me and two of my homies or whoever. How is that further continuing the cause now? How is that further continuing the cause? It is not. It is just creating more dissension, right? Now, unfortunately, the thing that me and Bobby Yeye had going on has unfortunately led to another black on black verbal beef, right? Concerning the homie Do Rock Creep. Let me give you guys a little information on who Do Rock Creep is for those who may not know. He is the creator of the Swang Low podcast. Man, go check that out. The brother, I ran across him in 96 in Salinas Valley on the level 4 yard. Unfortunately, he is still incarcerated and has not attained his freedom. So before I ran across him, I think he had already been incarcerated 2 or 3 years, right? So I see dudes in Bobby Yeye's comment, you know, disrespecting Do Rock Creep on the basis of a blind loyalty to Bobby Yeye, right? Now, if we're talking being on the front line, who has been on the front line more? Who has been on the front line more than Do Rock Creep? Like I said, man, as it stands today, Do Rock Creep has been incarcerated 30 plus years. And with the exception of maybe 4 or 5 months, all of that on the level 4 main line. Some of California's worst prisons, 180, Salinas Valley, High Desert, and all these other prisons that he has hit. Now, we already know the political climate between the blacks and the Mexicans in those institutions, right? So who has been on the main line more than anybody? Who has been on the front line more than Do Rock Creep? So, I mean, you know, just to me, it's asinine for individuals who sit at home, right, and to just add fuel to the fire when no one has did more riding, nobody in this whole turmoil, nobody has did more riding for the cause and representing black people than Do Rock Creep. So shout out to Do Rock Creep, man. And once again, like I said, man, me and Bobby Ye, we came to the round table as two men should do, and we cleared the air. And I don't believe black men should be going back and forth. You know, I'm gonna give you guys a small a video clip of me and him's discussion last night. If you guys want to watch the whole video in its entirety, go to Bobby Yeye's page. The name of this specific video is Bobby Yeye addresses 16 to life, Sir Rap a lot, you should have stayed quiet. And me being a lightweight comedian, I respect and enjoy the humor, right? But anyway, before I get into this clip, this is something that I don't like to present the way that I did present in this discussion with Bobby Ye. But at times, we all get a little upset, right? And I don't necessarily like to say I'm rehabilitated, because a lot of that, what had sent me to prison, is still in me. I'm not necessarily rehabilitated. I'm just more wiser that when you do a certain type of thing, you have to expect a certain type of criminal consequence. And so, to me now, it's more important to stay among those who I feel need me as the most, and I'm talking about my family, than opposed to go do something crazy and crash out. And so, and for those who don't, some cats didn't understand, like, oh, he doesn't know what he's saying when I talk about premeditated disrespect. When I say premeditated, I'm talking about in terms of the laws in California. There is no time limit on premeditation. Give me 1 second, homie. I'm live. I'm making a video. I'll hit you right back. There is no time limit on premeditation. It doesn't say premeditation has to be 2 months or whatever. I know this because that's how I end up getting a life sentence. So from the time they said I thought about pulling a gun, pulled out the gun and shot, so was that 2-3 seconds? That equated to premeditation. So premeditation does not have to be long and drawn out over a period of time, planned and stuff. So once again, a lot of these individuals make comments without knowing what they're saying. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna get into this video. That's a brother right there calling. I'm trying to reach out once again so me and Bobby Yeye can have a off the air discussion like we agreed to last night. But anyway, man, we're gonna get into it right now.
Hey, this is Chill, man. Let's be respectful to the brother, man, on the Rental Nails. Yo, peace and blessings, big brother. What's popping with you?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, listen, so first and foremost, homie, you talking about let's be respectful, but you have already disrespected me on various occasions, right, homie?
Okay.
Your opinion is your opinion, and I respect that. I heard what you said briefly about, if you don't want people to comment on you, don't make comments on this and this and that. That's your opinion, homie. We all know men do as they choose, right? Now, if you disagree with something that I said, I have no problem, homie, with you responding and giving your feedback, your opinions on all that, homie. But when you come and you label the disrespect, so you've been disrespecting me for quite some time, homie. I don't wish to go back and forth with anybody on this platform, where of course everybody's watching, the feds is watching and all that old type of stuff, homie. But like I said, I respect, homie, your stance on certain things. But when you start disrespecting, that's a different field that we get into, homie, because you are from a certain area. You are a certain individual. I'm from a certain individual, homie. So when we have these certain ties, I'm not just to play with no man. I'm not just to pull up on you playing because I've heard you make claims and affiliations to certain gangs and this and that. And so, let's keep it real, homie. When we approach and we deal with people, we have to deal with people as they are, homie. If you a gang member and I approach you, I'm going to deal with you as a gang member, because ultimately gang members only respect violence, homie. Like I said, I have lived a certain type of lifestyle, and I can expect everybody having opposite opinions, homie. But when you launch into the realm of disrespect, and then you talk about respect, homie, there is no respect, homie. I've never disrespected you or any other black man on this platform. I hear you talking about uplifting and, coming together as a people and so on and so forth. And I respect that, brother. But if you wanted to, you could have always hollered at me, hey, Chill. We know several of the same people, homie. I did a lot of time with one of your homies that just got out play a lot of basketball. I forget his name right now. I believe
that's homie J-Dog.
J-Dog, yes, sir.
Jeremiah,
my boy. So you could have, we know several people on YouTube, homie. You could have reached out to me and said, hey, Chill, behind the scenes, brother, here's what I disagree with what you saying, what you doing. And I would have been open to that, homie. But, to bring the stuff, the shenanigans, not necessarily your comments and your feelings, but the shenanigans to YouTube is kind of what I disagree with, because now I look up and you have the same individuals who you claim that you are opposed to, these racist Mexicans. Now, you know, they're using the things that you said in your video to come at me as a, you know, as a way of like, it's dissension, homie. So a weaker minded individual is going to bite on that. And then first and foremost, also, homie, I hear you speaking a lot of times about your children, homie. Well, let's not conduct ourselves in ways that can remove us from the lives of our children, homie, because if you're not in the life of your child or I'm not in the life of my grandchild, that's not doing them any good, homie. So once again, I respect your commentation and so on and so forth, but when you step into the realm of disrespect, that's where it goes on. And then let me address one last thing, and I'm going to be quiet on your platform, homie. When I hollered at Do-Rock Creep, I wasn't talking about you as the sucker, homie. It was a dude in the comments saying, Bobby Ye has already exposed you as a mark, so on and so forth. So you see, I replied to him, well, homie, if you think I'm a mark, when you see me, holler at me.
No, I ain't see that, big brother. Had I seen that, I wouldn't even address that, you know, respectfully. So didn't mean to interject, but continue.
Yo, so no, that's all pretty much what I was saying, homie, because this brings out a certain type of mind state that I be trying to avoid, homie, because I'm not just to play in the streets with nobody. I'm not just to play with you. I'm not just to play with nobody. I'm talking about in terms of a confrontation, homie. When I come, I'm coming. And I don't want to get on the internet and do all this because you know, I've heard nice things about you in terms of your gangster. So why would I come playing with any gangster? You know, and for all these dudes in the comments, these faceless bastards making these comments, any one of y'all, when you see me out there, holler at me. But just be ready to die, because I'm not on no bullshit. Just be ready to die, because I'm not scared of none of this shit. Be ready to, when you with me, all you motherfuckers in the comments talking stuff, because I'm out all and about. People see me everywhere from San Diego to LA. I'm all over this motherfucker and through Vegas. And when you, like I said in the comments, if a nigga think I'm charming, squeeze me, nigga, and they'll read about it on my mama, nigga, and not towards you, all these niggas in the comments, and anybody.
Stay composed, big brother. Stay composed. Stay composed. You know the feds be watching this shit.
See, when you come on here, homie, and I live the life that I live, and I've gained some type of, I hate to see brothers go at it with each other, homie. When I'm in the pen and we going at it with these Mexicans and these white boys or whoever, and we all come together, in my opinion, homie, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I've been in riots where we get off on the Asians and the Bloods hop up and get right cracking with us. And so it makes you life differently, homie, in terms of this black on black violence. Right. And so you have all these faceless dudes in the comments talking stuff. These niggas is not on the front line. Exactly. You know, my opinion, homie, yelling at a computer screen is not on the front line. Right. You know, you'll run across many of people who say they see me all the time. I'm solo and I'm bold. I'm out by myself, but I'm not here to play with nobody. If I leave my family again, it's not gonna be for no gang banging, homie. It's not. It's gonna be for some serious shit that I'm gonna go to prison and smile. I stood on 10 toes, homie, on my shit. If you ever. And if you ever slide through Bannon, homie, and you didn't, and people don't recognize your face, all you have to do is, I'm Chill's cousin. I'm good, homie. My reputation is good. I'm talking about the type of individual I am, homie. I wish I could come up here and talk about the shit that I got away with. But all I'm saying is, if a dude play with me in them streets, I'm serious. It's not gonna be no playing with nobody. Because when dudes talk about their gangsters, they Crips, they Bloods, at the end of the day, all they respect is violence. So if they don't accept the love you giving them, then you got to give them what they gonna respect. All they gonna, and that's why I try to sit back and I try to not get caught up in certain type of bullshit, homie, because I know me. It's not good for me to indulge in this shit because it's another side to Chill. My name is not Chill. My name is Chill. Because Chill. But when I get upset, homie, like we all gangsters. We all grew up in this environment. No disrespect to you. And that's why I've just played back, homie. I respect your opinion, but I just don't see why you should step into the realm of disrespect. But go ahead, brother. And
what exactly do you feel like I said that was interpreted as disrespect towards you?
Well, homie, in one of the very first videos that I seen maybe about a year or something ago, you said, just a whole bunch of different things. When you was talking, the video specifically, homie, when you was talking about you was next door to some skinhead or some brother like that, some Asian or some skinhead Aryan brother type dude, and then you mentioned later on you was in the car with a Mexican dude and he was going somewhere and he told you, hey man, where I'm getting ready to go, they be tripping on black, so I don't want to take you. Right. And then you said, and And then you went on the lines of, oh, I mean, all these Bannon niggas. And then you said, well, you know what? I'm not going to put this on Bannon. I hope everybody from Bannon is not like this. You have just said a lot of things, in my opinion, homie, that is very disrespectful. And like I say, I don't wish to go back and forth on YouTube with nobody.
Gotcha.
Because it steps into something else, homie. It steps into something else. And, I like being free, but I like being alive more than I like being free. So, if it comes, I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm not playing with nobody. I don't think nobody...
This is what I can tell you, brother. I have no hate in my heart for you to the point to where I want to do any bodily harm or injuries to you. But if we ever did cross paths and whatnot, what I'm going to stand on is I'm returning and I'm matching your energy. If your energy is cool, my energy is cool. If your energy is turned up, my energy is turned up. You feel what I'm saying? But hopefully we don't have to go to that type of place. So this is what I say. I don't have a problem apologizing for any and everything that I said that offended you, brother. I apologize. Hopefully we can let bygones be bygones. If not, then I'm not a stranger to danger. But this is the thing, big brother. It seems like you're taking on this stance of being the defender of racist Hispanics when they come up and they disrespect our people blatantly. And then every time you defend these peoples come back and show and prove that they actually meant everything that they said, big brother. Like what's the deal with that?
Right.
Respectfully.
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore.
And it works?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. My team puts in their availability, I click auto schedule, and boom, there it goes. No more Excel, no more phone calls, no more group chats. Oh, perfect schedule, like that.
Damn, so all you gotta do is post it.
Yeah, my team loves that it's just one app, so they see their shifts, they can approve it, and I know it's covered.
But wait, what if there's like a last minute change? I mean, that's the afternoon gone, right?
So in that case, I just blast a shift for my team to claim. Everyone sees it, and I just assign the first one to pick it up. It literally takes 2 minutes. I'm telling you, it's all in the app. So they clock in. I can see who's working, who's late in real time, and their hours go straight to their timesheets, so I don't have to do anything.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to say, I used to spend 3 days prepping timesheets for payroll. Now it takes, half a day, tops?
Nah, I gotta check this out.
You should.
Champion is a legend. How fares your champion?
Respectfully.
I agree with you. I agree with you on your position. I may not necessarily agree with you on how you interpret what I'm trying to say, but I agree on your position. So if it comes across like as I'm defending him, that's not 100%, or that's not what I'm doing at all, homie. I'm just saying that there are, in my opinion, at times you have a difference in certain type of Hispanics. Now, I said this the other day on one of my lives. For all the Hispanics that are racist toward the blacks, fuck them.
That was yeah.
But I don't receive all that from every single Hispanic. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For the motherfucker that said Mayate and all that, yeah, fuck him. Now, this is what I was saying, homie, that I felt was misinterpreted by a lot of people, right? I felt that when the dude said Mayate, it wasn't a premeditated attack. Homie, let me try to explain this. Now, say you get into it with a white dude on the street, and the white dude call you a fuck right to your face. To me, in my opinion, that is a premeditated plan, direct insult to try to infuriate you. Mm-hmm. Now, when this dude is talking on a video, my thing is when he says Mayate, yeah, that's disrespectful and that's derogatory and that's wrong. But my thing is he's saying it because he's so used to referring to us as that. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying by him saying it, it wasn't disrespect and it wasn't egregious and wrong. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying he's so by habit used to calling us names, he doesn't even realize that he said it, not to make it any less harmful. That's what I was trying to convey. I don't know how to cross, but that's all that I was trying to convey. Homie, the same way Crips will say cuz, blood. We say it so much, we don't necessarily realize that we're saying it. That's
almost
all
like a second nature.
Base right there, homie. That's all I was trying to.
Got you.
And let me make this clear with you, homie. I don't have any hard feelings towards you, homie. I just, like I say, once I feel that a dude crosses into the level of disrespect, then I don't know where he stands. And so before I come playing and second guessing and whatever, to me, you know, it is what it is, homie. I mean, because I feel like I haven't done anything to offend you personally. You may disagree with my stance on things, but to me, I feel that's getting off code by discussing certain type of stuff for other people to hear it. So, you know, you have, with me feeling that I'm off code, I feel that you off code. Because like I said, homie, reach out. If you really trying to...
I can accept that. We can agree to disagree, brother, without it being conflict. I can accept that.